We are looking at the two-dimensional shapes in this video, and you will need these 5 pieces. You will also get a lot of your flashcards in this lesson. There are lots of terms that are related to these, and I will highlight those as we go through so that you know where the flashcards are. So let's start with a circle. This is one that a lot of people recognize. We know this is a circle, but there are some points in this picture that I want to call your attention to. So first off, let me go ahead and label this shape. This is a two-dimensional shape because it's flat. So we have 2 dimensions. Most two-dimensional shapes have length and width, but this one doesn't have exactly those terms. We call them something else with a circle. So these are actually flashcards. Let me get something besides gray to highlight with. So circle is one of your flashcards. Also, two-dimensional is one of your flashcards. The distance across a circle through its center, so here's the center point, the distance across the circle is called the diameter. That's a flashcard, diameter. And half the distance across, so this line that runs from the center up, is called the radius. And when you work with circles, those are very important terms to know. Diameter, and radius. So just in this one picture, we have 4 of our vocabulary words. There's actually another one that we will talk about when we get to the perimeter section. But for now, let's just leave it right here. A circle is a two-dimensional shape. It has a radius and a diameter. Diameter runs all the way across the circle. The radius runs halfway across the circle. The next one is another one that a lot of people recognize. This one has 3 sides and 3 angles. It is a triangle. And let's twist this around. This doesn't change anything about the triangle. You can turn it any way you want to, and you still have the same shape. It still has the same geometry. This one is called a triangle. It is two-dimensional. Tri is the prefix that means 3. So triangle is 3 angles. And here are the 3 angles. There's 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. So triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. And this is a flashcard. I'm looking at my list just to be sure. Triangle is one of your flashcards. One thing I do want to show you here is this dashed line. That's very important in geometry. A dashed line is an imaginary line in geometry. So anytime you see that dashed line, that means that it's just there to show you something, but it's not there in the actual drawing, in the actual model, whatever this thing is representing. For example, if this were a garden, you would not have this line up the middle. It's just there to show you the height of this triangle, how tall the triangle is. It's not actually part of the triangle. It's just there to show you a measurement. Okay, this next one, a lot of people have never heard of if you've not had a geometry class. This one is called a trapezoid. It's a weird word for a weird shape, a trapezoid. And this is one of your flashcards. I believe it should be. Yes. So trapezoid is one of your flashcards. I do want to show you some dimensions in this picture, trapezoid. Anytime you have a right angle, it's 90 degrees, perfectly straight, up and out. And we have two of them here. You can use that little symbol. This is not a 90-degree angle because it's leaning on this dimension. And this one is not a 90-degree angle either. But you have two of them in a trapezoid. And that will tell you where your bases are. So here's base 1 and here's base 2. You could flip-flop those. It doesn't really matter which one is 1 and which one is 2. But a trapezoid has two bases. Okay? And those are labeled for you there. All right, this one has, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So that is a pentagon. Penta means 5. Anytime you see penta, you can know that it has something to do with 5. Penta is 5. These little marks I'm using are called tick marks. And everywhere you have the same number of tick marks, that tells us that the sides of this shape are the same. So, for example, if this one had 2 tick marks, that would mean that that one is different than the other 4. So the tick marks tell you about equal sides. Pentagon has 5 sides. It also has 5 angles. None of them are right angles. Pentagon. And finally, this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this case, they happen to be 6 equal sides. That won't always be the case, but it is here. This is a hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides, and I bet you can guess it also has 6 angles. Let's mark those. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexa is 6. Both of them have an X. Hex, 6. Hexagon has 6 sides.